Okay, today's star of today's video, it will be geranium. Highly recommended because they look really good and they last whole season. It's a seasonal plant, so it lasts for one season, it won't survive for another, but it looks really nice and it's actually flowering whole summer all the way through whole September. Last year I had to get rid of it in September, but it still looked like this basically because it was so awful outside and dark and horrible wintry season. I had to get rid of it, but with heavy heart, because it was, if I would let it be, it would probably flower even longer. So highly recommended. I've got in here geranium. This one I purchased from B&Q. So B&Q got really good quality geranium. I purchased them from there. It has lots of flowers, as you can see in here. This one I probably will be one of my favorite. I've got 3 in my entire garden in a different places. I will show you in a second, but this one it's probably my favorite, if not second best. Favorite or second best. I will show you your other ones and just let me know in the comments below which one you like the best. This one, as you can see, is quite full. It's really good for hanging baskets. At the beginning I was buying hanging basket with lots of different plants. You spend quite a lot for one hanging basket. Now I just put three basically geranium in one. This is just a normal medium-sized basket, and I just hang them basically on the back of a house, one in here and one there. I will show you in a minute. Or you can hang them in front of a house. My friend, when she came to me, she basically looked at them, she was like asking if this is fake flower, and she didn't believe me, so she had to touch it to check if I'm not lying. It does look quite fake because it's very strong. It's got really nice green leaves, as you can see, very healthy. You don't need to, it doesn't require much maintenance. That's the good thing about it. You just need to make sure to water it. I've got one in a more shaded position and it's still fine, so either sunny position or shaded position is fine. As you can see, he's quite big and lots of healthy flowers coming out. The only thing you need to be doing with geranium is when you've got dried out flowers, you want to be getting rid of them as you go. So once you get rid of the old dry flowers, that will make space for new ones, and this is what you want. You want constantly new flowers coming out, and this is what's happening here. So very beautiful color. I will show you the one on the front of the house, but I think, is that my favorite? It might be. So when you've got to dry out flowers and they go on the bottom on here on soil, it might spread some diseases and stuff and will be moldy, so you want to be getting rid of that as well. So check the soil. The only thing I can also recommend is that when you've got the baskets, never buy those one which you cannot put on the table straight. Just put one which you can easily put on the table, and then you can basically check the plant if it's all healthy. Dry out plants you need to get rid of, and then water. With watering, another thing, when you water, you don't want to be watering on top or over the flowers. You don't want to be destroying the flowers, so you want to be putting it from the side. Make sure you're watering the roots from both sides, around it, rather than on top. Never water the plants from top. So that's how I look after them. And another thing is that I feed them. I feed them only once a week with a feed. I will show you which feed I'm using, but I'm using the same feed for my geraniums, all over geraniums. I've got 3 different types in my entire garden, but they do look really pretty. So easy to maintain, and if you don't have them in your garden, I would highly recommend it. So we're gonna move on and I'll show you the rest, the other geranium I've got, and I'll just hang them now. You can hang them in front of a house, on the back of a house, it's up to you, or you can keep them in a vase or in pots. So up to you how you want to arrange them in your garden, but they definitely well worth it. Okay, my composition which I've got in front of the house in a vase, that's actually second plants I've got in a vase, second vase I've got in my entire garden. solid pot. It should be big enough with a good quality soil, but it's very easy to create. This one's in front of my house. I've got 2 types of geranium. The best tip is to basically mix 2 types of geranium, the same type but slightly different color. So we've got a bit darker color of the same geranium type and a bit lighter color, and that will give you this nice effect. And also we've got a little background in here added of the plant on the back of our geraniums, just giving us this extra interest in a pot. So simple geranium, I'm basically feeding it once a week and watering. With a geranium, the only thing to be aware of, you want to get rid of all the dead flowers. So very simple but very effective. If you want something simple, the only thing it's seasonal to be aware of, it's seasonal flowers, so you have to be planting them each year. But they look very pretty and definitely worth it. But definitely would recommend to mix 2 colors, stripe slightly lighter with a slightly darker. I will give you this extra interest and something on the back to give more structure. Very simple, very pretty, and you don't need to do much to look after it and maintaining it. It's easy to maintain. We've got a flower pot in here, and I've got the base in here so I can move it around, because as you can see in here it's very heavy, but it's very pretty, and it will last me years to come and just give that extra elegance to the front of the house. If you want something simple. Geranium, and as you have noticed, I do have probably 3 types of geranium in my garden. Let me know which one do you think is the best. But this one is obviously, this is a seasonal flower, which basically you're gonna have one season and then you have to buy. You can buy the same one, different type next year, but you do have to purchase it every year, as it won't survive till the next year. Or it is small chance it can, but it's unlikely. So this is mine. Last year I had the same one, but it wasn't as big. This year there is something else I changed, and it looks like it's, I feel I've got a it's, to me it looks like it's huge. The only difference I changed is I'm feeding it now, so I'm feeding the geranium once a week with a feed. I will show you in a minute which feed I'm using, and I notice huge difference. If I use the same amount of plants in each container, and it's huge. Each one looks incredible. I will show you the tag which one it is in case you are interested. All you have to do is very easy to look after. As I said, just keep watering because it does like water, or rain would be better, rainwater. And let me find the tag. Where's the tag? So I can show you exactly which one it is. Okay, I can't find the tag, but it was Deep Scarlet and Geranium. So this one I purchased from the plant shop, local plant shop, and it looked exactly the same as you know, the one which you can purchase from B&Q or any other shop. The only difference is that this year I'm feeding it, and it's huge, made a huge impact on the actual plant. The feeding does make a difference, and it's only once a week. Small amount, but it's huge difference. So as you can see here, very healthy plant, and it will be giving me far more flowers than expected, and the flowers are much bigger than expected. So that's all I can say. So the only thing to be aware, you need to be watering it and feed once a week, not much else. Put it in a sunny position, and when you've got the dead flowers like this, make sure you want to keep up with getting rid of them, so they will basically kickstart when you plant new grow. So that's all you have to do. But the flowers are beautiful, very big head of flowers, and If you don't have plants or place in soil in your garden, you can just basically put it in a container like I did in here. It's usually you will put it in a container, but I've got in my garden 3 geranium probably, and this one looks probably the best this year. Probably this will be my most impressive geranium, if I would say, because it's huge and very healthy, and I've got a row of them. This is geranium without the feed. As you can see in here, it's not doing much, not much happening here comparing to one with the feed. They look really impressive.